Okay, hello. So happy to be back making another video here. So today's topic is all about frequency. So when we talk about frequency, I think something that would be super helpful would be if you could open another tab and look up the map of consciousness. This was created by David R. Hawkins. No idea if you can see this as I'm holding it like this, but basically if you open up your DuckDuckGo or your Firefox or your browser that is not Google, haha, and hi, and you look up the map of consciousness, you should see a chart, and it has a bunch of colors just like the rainbow. So on the bottom of the chart, we have some reds, we have some yellows, greens, blues, purples as it grows higher. So on the bottom of the chart is where we have our lower frequencies. And I'm going to tie this in with social media in just a minute, but just to have some basic understanding of what frequency is, because we all know frequency in some way, shape, or form, right? We all know about radio stations, how if you put on the radio, you can tune into 102.3, you can change that dial, you can tune into 90.7, you can do anything that you would like, you can change that frequency any which way. So the same way you can change the dial on a radio, you can change your actual frequency of your body, the same way that everything has a frequency, like inanimate objects have a frequency, social media has a frequency, right? So like Facebook has a frequency, Instagram, YouTube, these have frequencies. So what we're talking about today is very timely because if you are on any social media, you notice the increase in tension that there is now across the board. It doesn't matter if you're a cottage core girly, it doesn't matter if you are following like bread baking recipes, like any platform will still find a way to add some violence, to add some chaos, to add some of these lower frequencies into your really precious grandchildren pictures that you see on Facebook, into your really precious animal dodo videos, whatever you're looking at, right? So if you look at the chart, there should be a few different results, but there's one in particular that tells you the emotion and the life view and the feeling in general of these frequencies, right? So for example, some of the really lower frequencies here, shame, guilt, apathy, fear, and then some of those emotions that go along with those are humiliation, blame, despair, regret, anxiety, hate, scorn. If any of this sounds familiar, these may be themes in your own life, these may be emotions that you feel in your own life, and or whether or not they are definitely themes that are prevalent on social media, emotions that are being created by viewing different videos, by the algorithm, different followers posting different things with a different intention, right? So, okay, what I mean by all this is, let's say it's early morning, you wake up, you're neutral by this point, maybe, like probably not, because you probably either got a good night's sleep, so you're maybe refreshed and fulfilled, maybe you had a bad night's sleep or you're tired, maybe you even go to your phone to help you wake up in the morning, which is one of the worst, if not the worst thing you can do for your nervous system. But like, we're all human and we do these things sometimes, right? So let's say you go on your phone, you don't really have a specific intention and you're not really in tune with like your frequency, right? So maybe you are, maybe you wake up and you're like, okay, I'm feeling craving right now, like I'm craving some type of stimulation. Let's see what my short form videos are holding for me today. So let's go look at them. Maybe the first one is something that's like inspiring you for your morning. Hopefully, maybe it's something that's like uplifting you and you're like, okay, yeah, that's a good one. What else, right? What else? However long that keeps up for, what else? And then eventually you're seeing things that you don't subscribe to intentionally. These aren't like people that you follow. These aren't pages that you are like a member of. It's just the algorithm putting its frequency on you. So it's putting its intention onto you. And unless you're aware that that's going on, you're probably absorbing that. So let's say you go onto Facebook, you know where I'm going with this. It's pretty clear, but just in case if not, let's say you go onto Facebook, you open it up, you click a video, and it's something terrible. Maybe it's something in another part of the world that you're not so familiar with, and the only way that you think you can be informed about this place is by seeing a video about it or by watching the news about it, right? So we're going to get into the news as well in a second because it's all connected to frequency. So once you are aware that everything has a frequency, start asking yourself, whenever you think about it, in each moment, what is my frequency right now? Like, what frequency am I attuned to right now? And you can use this handy dandy map as a little helper. If you don't know what you're feeling, even let's say you're just feeling bad in general and you're like, well, what exactly am I feeling? I think I'm feeling anger. I think my emotion right now is hate. Why is that? What is that from? It's reminding me of this time when I was a kid when I felt this way. Or it's maybe from this thing that I saw this morning. Oh, I forgot that I watched that. I was so tired and I wasn't aware of what energies I was inviting into my morning. So much to think about. So as you're going about your days, you can stop, you can help yourself by using the map. You can just ask yourself within, maybe even 50-50, am I feeling more good or am I feeling more bad right now? Am I feeling higher frequency right now? Am I feeling more low vibrational right now? Take a look around your day. What type of frequencies and vibrations are meeting you today? Okay, this morning I drove my car to work and everybody was letting me in traffic. I had somebody wave at me. I had somebody buy me a cup of coffee this morning. I smiled at a coworker and they made my day, or I made their day, or like little things that happen, right? Versus that's a very different day versus like, oh my God, a guy honked at me this morning. He was so rude. He almost nearly killed me on the road. And I got to work and I was 5 minutes late and my boss was upset with me and my coworkers were complaining about their sick children or their inconveniences in their life, or like, notice what is around you. Notice the frequency of the day. Notice what kind of things you hear the people in your life saying, right? And notice how you feel around certain people. So let's say you are around some coworkers. Sometimes in workplace situations, it's a situation where coworkers feel that they need to bond over like misery, right? Because misery loves company, the old saying. So maybe you feel that you benefit by being lower frequency or lower vibrational in certain moments in order to fit in or get along with people, or in order to be liked. Because maybe sometimes if everybody around you is having a kind of like misery fest where everybody's complaining and you walk in all chipper and you're like, ooh, I had a great day, everybody let me in traffic and somebody got my coffee, and however happy you are, or maybe you won some money on a lotto ticket, scratch off, maybe your spouse cooked you a really nice dinner or made you a really nice breakfast that morning and you're happy about it and you're sharing these things. If the type of people you're around are kind of meeting you with like, okay, or like, that's nice, or fuck you, I don't care, I'm jealous of you, whatever it is, versus if you're being met with people that are happy to share in those things with you and then also talk about what is great for them or what's going great for them, right? So that's just using our observational skills, having that level of awareness now that we are aware of frequencies, how we're all operating, where we're operating from. So the same way we can observe that in real life, we can observe that online. So let's say I'm opening YouTube and the comment section of a particular video is filled with people acting really angry or making fun of somebody or wishing ill will on anybody or just using negative like generalizing derogatory terms, like you can gauge by written words, by videos, by visuals, you can gauge what the vibe is, right? And at this point, we are too grown. We have lived too much life to buy into any of that anymore. There's no reason to engage in any of it anymore. Genuinely none. Because if we are in that fight or flight, if our nervous systems are a little dysregulated, are very dysregulated, are jacked up in any way, we may crave or we may be drawn towards drama. Maybe we watch reality TV. Maybe we are just genuinely intrigued by chaos because maybe chaos has become our norm, has become our comfort zone. There's many reasons for this. As long as you're aware, okay, I'm actively choosing to participate in chaos right now, and thus I am consenting to this, for this chaos to have an effect on my life, and so it is. Maybe my life, the quality of my life won't be as good in this lower frequency vibration compared to what it could be if I chose to try to be strong and let that go. That's fine. However, if you've reached a point, which if you're watching this video, I think you probably have, if you've reached a point where you're like, why any of it? Why anybody hate anybody? Why? I literally don't hate anyone. Like, I don't know, it seems like I may be in the more minority camp these days. It's not normal to hate people, honestly. Or maybe it is normalized as a result of being in a sick society. But the point is, because I'm not on social media, I don't engage with that type of energy of like fighting, name calling, threat, violence, hatred, scorn, all of the little red zones on the chart. Because where else would I see that? Literally, this world is such a beautiful place. Earth, one of the most beautiful planets, and we get to live on it. It may not always feel like the blissful, lovely experience that it's meant to, and that's okay, that's understandable. But knowing that we have the choice to change our frequency, to live in a beautiful world, live in a beautiful earth, reflect back to us what we put out. So frequency vibe. Have you heard the quote? Anais Nin, one of my favorite writers, my fellow Venus and Pisces girl, she said, we don't see things as they are, we see things as we are. And the reason that she said that is because it's true. It's because the world is subjective. It's because what you think about, you bring about. It's because you focus on what you love and thus draw it to you, or you focus on what you hate, there's that hate again, and thus draw it to you. You choose though. We choose. The choice is ours. That's such a blessing. We literally get to choose. Maybe we forget sometimes that we get to choose, and then we go, oh yeah, I remember. We get to choose. I don't have to put up with this. I don't have to feel this way. I don't have to go along with that anymore. I can literally change my frequency. I can literally shift. If I'm feeling in this lower red zone, I can shift at the very least into some neutral green. I can shift even more if I want into some high vibe purple. If I'm feeling lucky, if I'm feeling worthy and deserving, if I'm feeling ready and willing and able, I can do that. If you want to know how, you probably already know how, but if you want to hear me say how, here's how. You already know this, but I will help you remember. So the same way I was talking about radio stations before, we can listen to the radio, We can turn off the radio, we can turn on the radio. It doesn't change the fact that those stations are always existing anytime, whether we have it on and we're tuned into one, whether we have it off and we're tuned into none. So if I want to listen to 102.3, I can turn it on and I can listen to it. If someone else doesn't want to listen to 102.3, they can tune into 90.7. They can do whatever they want to do. And the same way that radio stations are frequencies, like I said probably 10 times already, emotions, feelings, all these things are what creates our frequency. So let's say I just got into a fight, or someone cut me off in traffic, or I'm sick, or there's a health problem or a financial problem or any type of problem that's making me feel bad and I'm feeling kind of consumed by it, or I went online and I saw something and now I feel funky, not in a good way. What can I do? Okay, what I do, get rid of that, knowing that we do have the power to literally put it down, energetically put that in an envelope, put it in an energy conversion box, visualize a heavy dumpster, push that lid open, put all your mental junk in that dumpster, close the lid, turn your back on it, put away intentionally and energetically what you're done with for the moment, just for the moment, to allow you to focus on the feelings of high vibrational peace, love, happiness, joy, anything you want, magical, miraculous, anything you want. And the way we do that is we have all felt magical, miraculous, inspired, high vibrational. We've felt these things before. So if you want to feel that way again, know that it's possible, because one, you felt it before, and you can put yourself back mentally. You can remember, oh my gosh, I took this vacation in 2011. I was in the Costa Rican rainforest and I was ziplining in the sky. There were monkeys and dolphins and everybody was smiling and I was so infinite. I was flying. I felt so good. I felt so happy. That is your key. That is your ticket. That memory exists always, just like the radio stations are always in existence. You can tune into that memory. Your cells will recognize it as something that's happening now when you put yourself in vivid imagination and put yourself back to that memory, and thus create that feeling all over again. And then those feelings that you're feeling will create in the present moment and influence your external environment. So let's say you got some bad news. You say, oh my gosh, I got some bad news. Okay, I don't want to let this get me down. Let me pause. Let me reset my frequency. Okay, let me put my dump in my energy conversion box. Let me take some deep breaths. Let me calm down. Let me hydrate. Let me take care of myself for a minute. Now that I'm ready and now that I'm centered, let me remember this happy memory of when I was a kid and I was tucked in and I felt so safe and warm and snuggled and had not a care in the world. Let me bring myself back to that memory. Oh, now I feel so much better. I'm feeling peaceful. Let's regulate that nervous system. And from there, things in your outer world will respond to that frequency going forward, instead of that disappointed, hurt frequency that you first felt when you were feeling let down. Please try it, whether you have had these experiences and already know about this, or whether you're listening to this and are maybe wondering if it's true or if it works for you. Give it a try. Money back guarantee. I'll buy you dinner. If something doesn't work, let me know, because I am so sure about this topic of frequency, of quantum physics. Every quantum physicist talks about the same thing. Every person who's ever had a near-death experience and who has died and comes back talks about the same thing. There are universal laws that any happy or successful person is usually either intuitively or consciously aware of. And this is one of them. So all this to say, if we know that we can control our frequency, there can be ways to use social media mindfully if we know that what we're about to engage in may be a war zone, so we have to protect our energy. We have to visualize a white bubble of healing light before we maybe walk into our office that has some lesser aware people in it. Anything that you have to do to protect your energy, I do believe that you can still enjoy objectively low vibrational things such as social media without ruining your quality of life. However, I think it does require a very heightened awareness and constant intention, deliberate energy work. So that being said, if you are somebody that has any type of addiction to social media, aka feeling the need to check it every day or multiple times a day, I would highly recommend taking a day off, a week off, a month off, whatever length of time suits you. And I would try to then learn what your own frequency is on your own, whether it's taking a break from a person. In this case, we are talking about social media. So knowing what is my own energy when I'm not being bombarded by social media, the news, all of the above. Same thing, when we go online, sometimes we'll see a video. This video is of a sweet puppy and its babies. I feel so happy, yay. Next video, literal children being slaughtered. Oh my God, I feel devastated, traumatized, really upset, sad, angry, outraged. Next video, seeing an influencer promoting Amazon shop list, wish list, something like that. I feel greed or jealousy or envy or scorn. Next video, I see somebody from high school that has a more successful life than me. Oh, now I feel envious. I feel down on myself. I feel like unsuccessful, XYZ. So all of this is happening in less than a minute too. If you're scrolling at rapid speed, take the phone away and picture somebody going through all those emotions. Oh my God, I feel this. I feel outrage. I feel happiness. I feel rage. That's not normal. It has become normalized, but it's not healthy. So if we want to be healthier than our environment, sometimes we have to make the harder decisions of stepping away, even if everyone else is using it. Just because there's a drug that everyone else is doing doesn't mean that it's healthy. Doesn't mean that you have to not do it though. You can join, you can do whatever you like to do. Just keep in mind, what is my frequency? What do I want my frequency to be versus what is it actually at right now? Is there a gap? How can I lessen that gap if that's a goal? And the next little segment that I'd like to say a few words on is about the news. So people probably think that they should watch the news to stay informed. What that really means. Okay. If we think, also no hate to anyone who likes to watch the news, of course, love everybody. But let me paint a little picture and just see if you've ever thought of this. Infinite things are happening right now in the world. So many beautiful things, so many ugly things, so many happy things, so many sad things. What are they showing on the news? Are they showing an equal amount? Are they showing an accurate experience to the average person where you live? If I live in New York and I turn on the news, what I see on that news, is that reflective of an average New Yorker? If I ask my friends and family in real life who live near me if they're having similar experiences in their daily lives as compared to what the news is showing, usually no, usually it's not at all what happens in real life. It is usually handpicked and orchestrated in the low red, yellow, orange, red category with the goal of making people feel outraged, feel angered, feel hatred towards each other. It is usually made to keep us sick, angry, distracted, divided, sick, and profitable, and docile. So if we're watching the news to try to stay informed on things that are happening, go ahead. Actually, don't go ahead. I promise that you do not ever have to watch the news again. However, again, if you're gonna watch the news and yet know with that level of awareness that what you are watching is a hand-picked, orchestrated event. Whether or not it's true is a whole other topic, whole other question. But either way, tune into your vibration and your frequency after having watched the news and ask how that affected you. Ask how that affected your beliefs about the world, about people, about your fellow man, your fellow woman. Ask yourself how you feel about yourself or how you feel in your energy after you watch the news, and then maybe decide, is this a good idea for me? Does this add to my quality of life? Does this add to my happiness? Does this add to my misery? Have I become sicker after watching the news? Have I become more inspired? Have I become more free? Have I become more infinite? And you decide. You decide. If I could give one piece of advice though, it would literally be, don't watch the news. And the problem, even if you don't watch the news, is if you do have social media and you tune in, oftentimes, like I said, you're not even seeing the pages of your friends and family or pages that you're following. They are putting in the algorithm, specifically, purposely, intentionally, news, aka sad, low vibrational, bad, angersome, sick ass videos to make you not be able to look away because you're so hooked, because you're so addicted, and thus walking away, lower frequency, lower vibrational, sadder, madder, distrusting the world around you as a result. So as someone that does not watch the news and does not use social media, I can tell you that this world is a lovely, lovely, wonderful place. People are always kind to me. People always hold the door for me. People always let me in traffic. People always smile at me. People always ask how I'm doing. Or also in public, people will also come up to me and literally tell me their life story and then be gone. People will give me things. People will buy me things. The world is an abundant, lovely, beautiful place. And the thing about that, which is crazy, coming back to the quote that I said earlier, that we do not see things as they are, we see them as we are, is the reason I know this frequency business is a real thing and works, is that in my old life, I had a completely different opposite experience where I genuinely was convinced that the world was a terrible place and that people were bad, mean, selfish. I think we had a teacher in high school and we took this class with him. It was called Ethics and Morality, I think. And the first day of class, he asked everybody to write what percent of people in the world do you believe are good? And my answer that first day, I think I was 11th or 12th grade, I wrote that I believed 40% of people were good. And that was reflective of a fear-based state, of a distrusting state, of a distrusting worldview that I held due to my own disease, sickly conditioning, pessimistic conditioning, just negative Nelly mindset that I used to have. So as somebody that has experienced both worlds, the sad, bad, mad world and the literal, miraculous, beautiful, wonderful world, my advice, because I care about everybody, because I love everybody, and because I know things are possible, that I want to share with everyone I love and get them on the same page if it's something they want, if it's something that you want, to live in a beautiful world, to have beautiful experiences, to feel love every day, and to not literally ever feel hate again. Pretty much, unless you want to, because it also serves a purpose on earth to feel low vibrationally. Maybe it serves specific lessons. Maybe it is a catalyst for a dark night of the soul, deep, dark, rock bottom moment, which serves to eventually be a catalyst for that God moment at some point. But if you're watching this and you would love to have an easeful, loving, abundant, successful, love-filled, harmonious life, then my 2 recommendations for removing 2 things to remove from your life, I would pick social media and the news. Give it a month, see where you're at. 2 things that I would include in your life. Number 1, I'm always talking about meditation because it is so helpful, because you are essentially taking out that trash, you're dumping your thoughts, you're getting away from all of these old programs and conditionings that you want to put in your energy conversion box, and you want to transcend them, you want to transform into something beautiful. So meditation, I'll speak more about meditation probably in every single video, maybe, but meditation and frequency. Surround yourself with high vibrational items, flowers. Buy yourself a little pair of flowers, plant yourself a little garden, get a little fake flower, even just a little, draw yourself a little rose and look at it every day. If that makes you feel love and happiness, then that is perfect. Surround yourself with beautiful colors. Wear beautiful colors. Surround yourself with high vibrational materials for clothing. Anything artificial or synthetic, such as polyester, nylon, things like that, are lower vibrational on the scale. You can look up frequency of clothing. I believe linen, cotton, wool are higher vibrational materials. If you are going through something severe like an illness, or you need to really drastically change the frequency of your whole life, you can get into clothing. However, if you are feeling so pure love in a polyester shirt that you have the power to override the frequency of that shirt, then that's literally not a problem. The point about frequency is that there's literally nothing to fear ever if you know that you can tune yourself in to that high vibrational love-based frequency. Because fear and love cannot exist at the same time. If fear is down here, the level of dis-ease, the level of red, and love is up here, the purple, high vibrational love, they don't resonate. Fear mongering, any type of outrage, any type of mass hysteria, anxiety, panic, that's down here. If you're vibing in love, if you're vibrating at the frequency of 1000, whatever HC you're at, you're not a match for that. You're not an energetic or vibrational match for that. All illnesses are objectively lower vibrational. If you had a tool to measure the frequency of an illness, of a state of mind, of a depression state of mind, of an anxiety state of mind, those are all very low. And if you're feeling ethereal, magical, blissful, joyful, so pure love and so enmeshed in that disease will eventually have no choice but to fall off. It won't be able to sustain itself. It's like a parasite that doesn't have a host anymore. When you give it a host, when you give it giving into negativity, when you give it your attention, drama, shitty food, processed junk food, complaints, misery, low vibrational XYZ, you're feeding that parasite. When you let that parasite starve, it's gonna go away, it's gonna die. It's not gonna be able to live anymore, if that makes sense to you. Put it into practice, see what happens, let me know. Everything is literally up to us. That's the thing about Earth, is that the type of life that we're living, it's our decision, it's our intention, right? So it's if I'm not living my life intentionally if I'm scrolling on my phone for 6 hours a day, or even 1 hour a day of scrolling. It's like, if you're choosing to do that, at least have the awareness to choose to do that. But if your life is getting swept away from you and taken away from you, and you say, oh, I haven't touched my hobbies in 3 years, it seems like just yesterday, but it's actually been 3 years since I've played guitar. Why is that? What have I been doing instead? I don't really know what I've been doing. Screen time says 6 hours a day. Oh shit, I guess I don't know what I've been doing. Like, why am I abducted? You can change that tomorrow. There's no use in feeling guilt, shame, fear. There's no use in any of it unless obviously that is serving you. Free will, feel that fear. But if you are at the point where you want to change and you want to grow, and you're like, yeah, I've been through this before enough times, I'm pretty sure I'm ready to let that go. Current season right now, Virgo season, eclipse season, it's literally eclipsing everything. If we want our bad habits to be eclipsed, take them away, let them go, release them, and they will be eclipsed. And they may come back, they may not. The urge may come back, but you are so strong. You are so much stronger than any urge. You are so much stronger than any old habit, whether it's quitting smoking, vaping, social media, negative, toxic workplace, like whatever it is. This is your sign that you're so capable of doing that. You're so capable of being the person that you want to be. You're so capable of living a blissful, magical, miraculous, wonderful, wonderful life. Literal George Bailey, it's a wonderful life. No man who has friends is a failure, am I right? You can do anything that you want to do. It all starts with changing your frequency. If you're dedicated to changing your frequency, watch how things change so dramatically in your life. And by dramatically, I mean like that. What more to say? What more to say? Said it all. Get off social media. Stop watching the news. Tune into your most fondest memories and feelings and live from that space. Live from that space of love. Live from that space of acceptance. If it's really hard for you to feel love, at the very least, accept that your health and your wealth and your well-being is not worth any stress. You literally can't afford to even stress anymore. You literally can't afford to even be afraid anymore. You literally can't afford to even speak negatively about anyone anymore. Doesn't matter if it's a habit and your entire family speaks negatively about everyone they know, and you bond with them by speaking negatively about everyone and everything. It literally doesn't matter. You don't have to ever do that again. You literally are free. You're free to be your best self. You are free to be your most aligned, most supported self. You are free to be, fill in the blank. Free to be, period. Free to be. And I think on that note, I will say congratulations on your success. Congratulations on your abundance. Congratulations on your peace and your freedom. And if you are the type of person that meditates and is in control of your frequency and focuses on what you love and thus draw it to you, if you're that type of person, every single aspect of your life is going to contort and shape itself to reflect that. You're going to have people walk up to you and say, oh my God, you are glowing. Oh, you look so good. You look so rejuvenated. You look so refreshed. Like, what have you been doing? What's going on? Or where have you been? I haven't seen you posting on Instagram stories. I haven't heard about your toxic job. Like, what's the drama? What's the tea? What's been going on? Tell them. Just tell them. People will be so fascinated. People will be so intrigued. People will love and be inspired. Oh, show them a chart. Show them a chart of colors. Oh my God. People will flip out. People will trust you, and people will love you, and you will be aligned with people who are naturally in a similar space of that at the very least, or you will be aligned with people who are so intrigued by it and open to it, even if they're not aware yet about that quality of life. So you have the opportunity today to literally be everything you ever wanted, everything you ever dreamed of, everything you ever deserved to be. And I'm so excited for you. I'm so happy for you. And this is such a beautiful world that we all get to share these experiences together, and we have no limit and no end in sight to this abundance, to this magic, to these connections. Just like they say, the END, baby, the energy never dies. That's it. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day, night, week, year, lifetime. And stay high vibrational. Stay blessed. Love you.